Hey Cameron, guess what day it is?
Hump day?
No, it's Foreman Friday. So that means you get to answer
Payday.
another question, and it's payday, yes, but you get to answer another question, and this one is from Jamie.
All right.
He wants to know what's your biggest challenge when running a job? Is it tools, manpower, conditions, or getting all the right stuff to get upon looking and working correctly?
Well, Jamie, I will answer all those questions. Generally, we don't have issues with manpower because we have a great working crew here at Hotspots. So no matter what, we always have a 3-man crew. And then when other people go on vacation, when other people are not on vacation, we have more manpower. So last year, I believe we had 7 guys total. So manpower isn't really an issue. Sometimes having too many people on a job is actually an issue. So last year, when we had a big job and a smaller job, we would split, and generally we had 2 crews of 3. So it worked out. And then we have one guy that works here at the shop doing the sandblasting that is able to join in when needed. Now, that was the issues of manpower. Thankfully, like I said, we don't have that. Now let's address tools. Tools we don't really have an issue with. We pretty much have everything that we need. There are a couple things I would still like to get, but my dad does not let me buy them because I won't be so successful if I got everything I want. So here we are. We have pretty new equipment. We have new excavator, we have new dingo, we have new power wheelbarrow. You know, of course you're going to have breakdowns and stuff like that, but we usually get them fixed right away. So we really don't have too many issues with our equipment. So also thankful for that. Now, you also said getting all the right stuff to a pond. Now that takes a lot more than what people think it does. So we start every day at 7 o'clock, and we generally don't roll into a person's house till about 8:30. Now what takes us an hour and a half to get to somebody's house, well, that's what makes me mad in the mornings because I want to just get going. But people don't, I guess I could say people don't realize it when it goes into a pond. So when you get your quote for your pond, right, you had to pick out what kind of rock you wanted, you had to pick out the size of your pond, and you had to pick out maybe if you're getting plants, right? Okay, so this is what goes into it. First off, I have to spray paint everything, I have to dig it. So now we have to move all that dirt that we just pulled out of your place, we have to take that somewhere. And on the same day that we dig, we try to put the liners in place along with your hose. So in the morning when I start at 7, we have to get all the equipment loaded up to dig your pond for the day. We have to grab the underlayment, grab the liner, grab the hose, grab all the fittings to connect the hose to the waterfall box and the scare box that we also have to bring that day. And getting all those parts out of the right places and inventory makes it difficult. Especially because inventory is a very key role. And when I don't do my part of inventory, I get yelled at. Then it's a bad day for everyone. So that takes a lot, and people don't see that part. And then there's also the part of following days where we have to get all the rock there, right? We have to get screens there, we have to get 2-inch river rounds there, we have to get tailings, cobbles, whatever it might possibly be, cap rocks, all those things that people don't see the time that it takes. Not even including the waterfall tiers that go into the pond. And people don't see that, but that's okay. They're not expected to. So, when we do forget stuff, we have great secretaries that run us our parts and things that we need as we forget. Generally, that doesn't happen too often because almost all of our trucks are fully stocked with parts and miscellaneous items that we might need. And so that makes it very easy for us. We pretty much are a rolling pond store minus a couple things. So anything that we're going to need to build a pond, we generally carry. So that makes it very easy for us. Biggest challenges, I would say, are the weather. Weather can be a very hard issue for us. If it rains the night before, it's going to be a muddy mess. It doesn't make it easy. Last fall was very difficult for us because it rained a lot and it was just muddy all the time. And mud and liner and all those things, it doesn't work.
Right.
It's very
And
slippery.
that's something you're very conscious of, is ruining people's property and things like that, and that can happen with all that mud and rain and everything.
Exactly.
So
yeah, we try to stay on the same path that we started with, and this we're here we're going to have to fix one path on the way out, the topsoil and grass. Now, another thing is the office. Office makes things difficult, and let me tell you why. The reasoning is when we generally start a pond on a Monday, our goal is to be done on a Friday. And there's multiple things that go into that. So when the weather makes it difficult, I'm still expected to have that pond done on Friday. And then I'm being pressured by the office to make sure that it's done on Friday.
no.
And they have to be pleased no matter what. So if it takes extra time to please them, it is what it is. They're the most important person of our whole entire build process. Secondly, we have to stick to our time schedule. Like I said, weather makes that difficult, especially in spring and fall months. So that is where our secretaries do a great job. For example, with pond cleanings, if it rains for a day, well, all of a sudden now we're 6 pounds behind. So that, it sounds silly, but the people's ponds I didn't clean on Tuesday, that affects the whole entire cleaning schedule for the rest of the season. Because Tuesdays moved to Wednesday, they moved to Thursday, they moved to Friday. Everybody next week just got pushed back a day. And it's a trickle effect all the way through. So that's where it takes multiple people trying to get one thing done, but we all have the same goal in common, as to make the customer the happiest they possibly can. So I would say those are our biggest challenges. And what does it take to get a pond looking and working right? A lot of knowledge and a great crew. And thankfully we have both of them. So that's about all it takes.
All right. Thank you, Cameron.
Of course.
All right. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.